Good evening, council members and Mayor Wagner. My name is Kathy Sun, and I am a junior at University High School. Over the last 2 months, a group of high school students and I have been working towards an initiative to elevate youth voices and priorities in Irvine. We are all from different schools across Irvine. We all have unique backgrounds and different perspectives, but we all agree unanimously that there is currently no avenue for the policy priorities of Irvine youth to be heard directly by policymakers like yourselves. We have no formal decision-making body that gives us a say in the implementation of citywide programs and policies that affect our lives and our futures. So over the course of weeks, we have drafted an ordinance that we hope to present before the City Council in an upcoming meeting. This ordinance would officially create an Irvine Youth Council that would provide a platform for the youth in our community to have our voices heard on substantial topics including environmental conservation, funding for youth programs, affordable housing, and other issues. The Irvine Youth Council will be fundamentally different from the existing Youth Action Team because it would be able to advise the City Council on proposed and pending agendized items impacting the youth of our community, funding for youth programs, and be able to recommend positions to improve the social, economic, educational, and recreational advantages of children and youth. Most importantly, youth would be able to represent themselves. This is not within the scope of the current Youth Action Team, and we will actually be able to have Youth Action Team members testify as such later on. Across the nation, states like Arizona, Iowa, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, New Hampshire, New Mexico, Washington, and North Carolina have established state-level youth councils. Across the nation, cities like Cupertino, Boston, Riverside, Grand Rapids, Hampton, San Francisco, and Nashville have established city-level youth councils. This is not a novel idea, but it has certainly been a successful one. Today, you will hear from a few students after me about the issues that matter to us and why we all believe that an Irvine Youth Council is a formal and necessary platform for youth input to be recognized and incorporated into the decision-making process that shapes the future of the city we love. The specific structure and logistics of such a council we hope to introduce in detail when our ordinance is officially agendized. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. James Noah, followed by Tess Ortiz.
Good evening, council members and Mayor Wagner. My name is Tess Ortiz, and I'm currently a junior at Northwood High School. Tonight, I would like to touch on a topic near and dear to my heart, mental health, and it is fitting that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Myself, and I am sure many of my fellow peers, have struggled with this issue, but I would like to share with you an anonymous story about one of my best friends. Although poised and confident on the exterior, this beautiful and intelligent young lady was battling many of her own demons below the surface. I saw her develop, struggle with, and overcome anorexia all on her own. And although I tried my hardest to be there for her, she pushed me away and she never felt comfortable enough to open up due to the stigma surrounding mental sickness. Whether her illness developed due to the need to be in control, the amount of stress she experienced at school, or being surrounded by social media that idolizes a certain body image, no one should have to go through that alone. And a youth council will make sure they don't have to. The formation of an Irvine Youth Council will be vital in ensuring that teenagers have access to information about mental health advocacy. The council will work to break down the stigma surrounding mental sickness and create a safe place for all to share their experiences. This will be done by highlighting and prioritizing legislation that will directly impact the youth and give them a political voice to advocate for and pass policies that could promote the general health and awareness of youth our age. In addition, there isn't any youth currently serving on the City Council, and because issues like mental health are predominantly represented within our youth community, the city needs an avenue that can work with the City Council to ensure and allow the voices of our youth to be heard. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't care who comes next.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Good evening. My name is Saranya Uday Kumar. I'm a junior at Northwood High School. Council members, Mr. Mayor. One of the biggest issues that faces our country right now is one that revolves around a global phenomenon. And while many of our politicians in Congress today don't believe in it, there are many youth in this country that believe that this phenomenon, which is causing rising sea levels and is causing some of the greatest natural disasters this world has seen, is impacting our community. And in 30 years from now, we'll be destroying communities as well. And that is why our youth of this city are concerned about this issue. And while that issue is backed up by real facts and evidence, it is something that is dear to our hearts. Because we are concerned about our environment today. And that is why we believe this formation of this youth council is essential in order to input our values and our input into this government and the political process in general, because the environment is so dear to our hearts. It is our generation that is going to be most impacted by any of the implications that are put onto us today because of climate change and because of other environmental issues. And because of that, our youth of the city believe in forming this council to input our ideas into any future decisions that are made on housing development, as well as issues that are affecting the ecosystems of our precious hometown. It is our belief that by doing so, we will be able to input valuable decisions that can not only make our city a better place, but will also ensure that this is a city that will be a place that we can call our home not just today, but years from now. And hopefully, years down the line where we can even raise our own families here. And that's the place that we want Irvine to be. And because of that, we believe that this ordinance that we have created in order to create a youth council where our voices can be heard on environmental issues is essential. And I hope that you will consider it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Good evening, council members and Mayor Wagner. My name is Jacky Joshi and I'm a junior at Irvine High School. Having lived in nearly 7 different cities and 2 different countries, I understand that I am fortunate to call myself a resident of Irvine. Although my family has the luxury of owning some property in the central part of town, I fear that a large demographic of individuals, particularly those belonging to the city's youth, are unable to currently invest in real estate here. As student debt, foreign investment, and real estate prices rise in tandem, and wages decrease inversely, affordability of housing in Irvine declines, leaving the youth of the city with very few options. This is a major concern for younger demographics looking to establish themselves, especially given that the city's average housing prices exceed state averages by nearly $300,000 for detached houses and $800 for rental properties. This furthermore makes it difficult for first-time homeowners to own a home until the age of 33. The Irvine Youth Council intends to provide a platform for these individuals to voice their concerns on the issue, and furthermore strives to build a line of communication between the city's youth and its policymakers, so that younger demographics can have a say on issues that directly impact their futures. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, council members and Mayor Wagner. My name is James Noah and I'm currently a senior at Northwood High School. I would like to take this time to urge for the establishment of an Irvine Youth Council, which I believe will help establish, facilitate, and increase funding for outside-of-school youth programs. Many IUSC high school students are motivated, studious, and hardworking, but they have already exhausted the opportunities that school-related extracurricular activities offer, such as playing sports, joining the orchestra, starting a club, and joining student council. However, I have witnessed how, due to the lack of information and resources, IUSC students were not able to take advantage of outside of school opportunities, which I believe the city of Irvine can create, implement, and facilitate through an Irvine Youth Council. I was able to study Mandarin abroad in China for 6 weeks through the National Security Language Initiative for Youth, abbreviated NISLI, a fully funded, merit-based scholarship sponsored by the U.S. Department of State. The 6-week program led me to reach intermediate proficiency in Chinese, expand my worldview, and consider diplomacy as a serious career option. While the experience truly changed my life, I was only able to find out about it through an online search, not from a friend, family member, or school. This is where the Irvine Youth Council would step in. It would serve as a medium through which information about amazing outside of school opportunities like NISLE would be disseminated to IUSD students. Moreover, it would serve as the organization that actually creates and implements programs similar to NISLE on a smaller scale, such as a scholarship program that funds 1 to 2 IUSD high school students to study a foreign language abroad for a month, or working with UCI and IUSD high school students like Northwood, Woodbridge, and University to establish StarTalk, a program launched by the US government in 2006. Each year, some 150 StarTalk summer language programs teaching Korean, Chinese, Arabic, Urdu, and more are held at numerous high school and college campuses across America, such as UCLA. The Irvine Youth Council members can help schools apply for grants to establish StarTalk and engage in student outreach to determine what languages students want to learn the most. Truthfully, I could name dozens of outside of school opportunities that the city of Irvine can create and facilitate through the establishment of a youth council, such as a paid internship program at the Irvine City Prosecutor's Office, which I will be doing this summer at the City of Long Beach. As an IUSC student who will be attending Stanford, I recognize a crucial role that my participation in outside of school opportunities played in my college application, but more importantly, I recognize that the city of Irvine should and realistically can extend similar opportunities I had to future IUSD students by establishing an Irvine Youth Council that will create and facilitate similar programs. Thank you.
Thank you.